Cage Titans 40. We're back at Plymouth Memorial Hall, August 18th. That night we're going to have a lot of title fights, amateur and as well as a professional main event. Joining me right now is two of the men competing for the lightweight amateur title. To my left I have Matt Bienia. To my right I have Chris, the Bearded Dragon O'Brien. The defending champ, Chris O'Brien, thank you for joining me. And the challenger, Matt Bienia, thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
So, gentlemen, to start off, I'll start with the champ. So, Chris, you're the defending champ. You're a Cage Titans stable. Matt's coming into your territory. What kind of confidence does that bring for you?
I think not even so much for the matchup, just from my fights in general. Every time I've stepped out there, it's gotten a little bit easier. Like that first time was supposed to be my only fight, but I just felt so at home. Not even just so much with Plymouth and Cage Titans, but going out there and competing. There was no nerves. There was no, oh, what if this happens? It was just go out there and show them what you know and see what happens. And each fight, it's just gotten a little bit easier with each win. And obviously now 4-0, I feel like it's the easiest it's been. Everything's kind of firing on all cylinders. The weight, the training, everything just feels the easiest it's been. And I definitely have a ton of confidence going in there. Obviously being the champ and the fight I went through last time, how can you not be confident? As far as what Matt's bringing to the table, there's a reason we wanted this matchup. This was the matchup to make. 1 and 2 in Massachusetts, but in my house, I'm the most confident. That's my building, so I feel very confident.
So Matt, you're kind of the outsider here. You've been fighting in other promotions. Does it feel like you're coming into hostile territory, making your debut in Cage Titans for the title?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm pretty much, kicking down the front door, taking his food off his table, and plan on eating it right in front of you. I'm excited for it though. Like I don't think the crowd's gonna be that much of an effect for me. When I get into the cage, I kind of everything outside the cage I don't even really notice. When I fought at Reality, I actually didn't even look up. I didn't realize it was a packed house until they were announcing the winner. I just focused in. I walked right into the cage, and then once I was in there, it didn't matter who was outside of it. It didn't matter if they were on my side, if they weren't. It just mattered who's across the cage from me, and that's gonna be the same thing. I'm just glad that we got 5 rounds to sort this out. And last time it was 3, and I had to kind of squeeze a submission in right at the end there. But I think we're gonna need as much time as possible in there to really put on a show and get a good fight. We're both 2 tough dudes that just refuse to quit. So it's gonna be good.
So Chris, undefeated, all finishes. Do you think you're gonna continue that trend with this one?
As far as the finishes, I think I've had a lot of doubters, a lot of naysayers in 4 quick fights in about a year's time. And the one thing you can't deny is I'm one of the toughest SOBs you got fighting for this organization. I won't go down for anything. And as soon as you make a mistake, I'm there. I capitalize. And that's probably my biggest strength. I've heard people say, oh, he finishes quick because he can't last, 5 rounds, 3 rounds. Y'all can take that. We're more than willing to show that I can do it. Just because I'm good enough to finish it before the 3rd round doesn't mean I can't go past the 3rd round. So, but as far as the finishes, I didn't sign up to fight Matt Bienia to get a decision. I'm signed up to fight you to be the first person to finish you in the cage. I don't care how that happens. I don't care if there's 1 second left in the 5th round. That's my goal, and that's what I'm going to make happen.
So Matt, you're no stranger to title fights. You have 2 titles of your own. Do you feel like this is a champ versus champ fight, or do you feel like you're back to title challenger?
I don't even care about the belts. Yes, technically he has the belt. Technically I'm the challenger. It's just a fight, We both do it every time we step in the gym. What happens after the fight's irrelevant. If one of us gets a fancy trophy strapped around our waist, does not affect the fight at all. The only thing that it changes is that we have 2 extra rounds to sort it out if we don't finish it in the first 3. But other than that, I don't care what the title is going in. If he's called the champ, if I'm called the challenger, irrelevant. It doesn't affect the fight whatsoever. It doesn't affect our training, our skills. It means nothing to me. I'm excited to fight someone that's at the top, that's not running from fights. Happens too often.
Yep.
You look at the top rankings for New England for 155. You look through their records and they're laughable. You got guys that are 10-2, and I think 1 fight on their record is an actually challenge. It's bullshit. We're out here to fight each other because we're the best people in the state, and we're going to sort out who's the best in 3 weeks.
Cool. And Chris, so I got to talk to Matt earlier on the podcast. He said that if it goes to the ground, it could be a short night for you. What's your response to that?
Hey man, I don't think I've shot for a takedown in my short little career yet. If you want to keep this standing, by all means. I'm no stranger to a brawl. I'll meet you in the middle, or I'll put my back against the cage just like last time. But if you want to take it to the ground, I'm really not too worried about it. Something happens, whatever, it's fine. But I'm very confident no matter where this fight goes. Like I said, it's my house. I'm very comfortable in there. You bring what you got.
So Matt, like I said, you said that earlier. What brings that confidence in your ground game?
There's no denying that he knows how to finish submissions. He's got 3 submissions on his record. But I've watched his fights, and he takes submissions that are there. There's a difference between setting submissions up, luring people into traps, flowing through your jiu-jitsu. I think Chris knows a lot of jiu-jitsu, but there's a big difference between having it being ingrained in you and it's just a part of who you are, and having to get to a position, open your notebook in your head and go, okay, what's here, and then go for it. He clearly knows what he's doing, but I'm not going to give him the time to flip through his mental notebook. When he gets to a position, if he doesn't snap something up right away, I'm out. And if he doesn't realize right away that he's in danger, it's ended. My jiu-jitsu is immediate. I'm not there to hold you down. I'm not there to sit in your guard and throw 1 punch a minute to make it look like I'm busy. I'm on the ground. I'm looking for a finish. I'm on the feet. I'm looking for a finish. There's no point in time where you're going to get a break. I think I've got this fight everywhere. I think I got better striking. I think I got better jiu-jitsu. I think I got better wrestling. I'd say the only thing that you've got me beat on is facial hair, but you can grow that beard as long as you want. I'll find that chin. I'll find that neck.
I haven't found it yet myself.
Yeah.
I'm kind of the Mark Hunt school of way of looking at it. You're a black belt walking in there, I hit you once, you're a brown belt. So on and so forth. So we'll see.
All right, gentlemen. So to wrap things up, just some final words. Chris, you got anything you want to say to Matt?
Hey, I'm glad you're not like a lot of guys at the top of the rankings. There's a reason this fight was supposed to happen. I'm glad we could figure everything out outside the cage and make it happen. And let's see who owns the state.
Absolutely.
Matt, any last words?
This is gonna be a good fight. We both came into this looking for a fight, looking for a challenge. We both said, if we go pro, who gives a crap? We want a challenge now. We're not looking to build a record so we can make something happen later. We're looking to challenge ourselves in 3 weeks' time, and we're both going to get it. It's going to be a good fight for everyone.
All right, guys, thank you for joining me. Cage Titans 40. These 2 gentlemen will be battling for the lightweight title August 18th. Get your tickets. Guys, thanks for joining me.